Hey everyone, what's going on? Dr. Josh Hent here for Lifestyle Locker Radio. I want to let you know we got a short episode today. This is the Race to 100, number 12. And this is actually episode 153 of Lifestyle Locker Radio, which blows my mind. We've been doing this now for so long. This is very, very cool. So this episode, I want to talk about fear. I want to share some quotes with you. I want to share some thoughts with you on who I think I'm becoming. How is this race affecting my life? What this week was like run-wise, training-wise, right? So I'm going to start off with a quote, and I'm looking to the right here because my monitor is off to the right. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. And that's Aristotle. It's a pretty profound quote. And overcoming fears are definitely not easy things in anywhere in life, whether you're asking someone out on a date for the first time or full extreme, running 100 miles. So yeah, this past week, it's kind of weird, just thinking about the fear that has come from wanting to run 100 miles. And I also feel this week, after my past week, finding out a good friend had passed away, it was like a gut punch. It was so hard. It was really a gut punch. And running after that has been weird. It's been a little harder, a little more challenging. And I know that's a headspace thing for me because now my brain is associating running with death, with fear, with pain, with maybe am I getting another text? Something else bad is going to happen? And I sure as hell hope not. And I want to be all doom and gloom with you. But another quote from Fear that I think is great. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. And yeah, that's totally true because I really am excited about running this 100-mile race. But as we get closer and closer and closer, holy cow, it's 2 weeks away for me. And this week was a not too crazy of a training week. I'm totally feeling that I've been tapering. Maybe that's just an innate thing that has to start to happen. So this week, I'm just going to go to my phone here. This week, let me see. This week, so I started, which I believe was October 1, right? So October 1 was, I'm just holding my phone here so I can see my phone, right? October 1 was 2.21 miles, which I ran with my dog. So it was a dog run, right? We just did a little 10:37 pace just because we got to cross roads and all sorts of stuff. So a little slower than a normal run. Then I did another, right after that, I did a 7.25 miler. So at a 9.13 second pace, which was a much nicer, better pace, right? I like that a lot more. Then what did we do? Oh, so this week was actually kind of neat. I did some interval training in the gym. On Thursday, it was pouring rain. It was nasty out. It was cold. And I'm willing to run in the rain. I have done a lot of running in the rain. My first marathon was, trail marathon was in a nor'easter where it rained 3 inches and the temperature was about 40 degrees. So yeah, I ran in rain and I wasn't willing to do it before going to it. I had a seminar to work at or be at, this weekend to learn at, I should say. So I wanted to go to the seminar fresh. I didn't want to, have a sniffly nose if that might have happened from, just trying to thaw out for days being in 50-degree weather in the pouring rain. So I went to the gym. I did interval training. So this was a lot of fun. Hindsight was a lot more fun than doing it. I did 10 miles of intervals, which was, like 10 miles. Yeah, so I did a 2-mile run. I believe I averaged, and I put it in here, here we go. So 2-mile runs on the treadmill, at a 7.0 speed and a 2.0 incline. And in between the intervals, each of those 10 intervals, and after running 10 times, I would do 10 pull-ups unbroken, 25 push-ups, and 10 per arm curl to press. So those, full with dumbbells. And the body movement stuff, the upper body stuff was great because I haven't really done much in the past 2 months as far as upper body training, I've really been putting a ton of focus in the running. And so I'm working on now these last couple of weeks, or this past week and the following week, I'm going to be doing some good, healthy movement. I'm going to be doing some light, moderate weight training. I have holidays this week, so it'd be fasting one day, eating a big late dinner. So like a 24-hour fast, so not horrible. And yeah, I'm going to be putting some push-ups in, some pull-ups in, and certain things like that. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time on some mobility work and foam rolling. I've neglected it a little bit, and I am not happy that I've put it off this long. I'm 2 weeks out, and I'll tell you. So I did it. So that was the interval training. Then Friday night, the seminar, we ran late. We ran really, really late. So I opted to go into, I'm going to go to the gym. I'll go run for a little bit. And I was going at 10 o'clock at night because I figured, hey, you know what? It's great to train tired, especially because I'll be doing an overnight event. So let me go run 10 miles or let me go run 5, whatever it was. I didn't even really have a plan, but I was going to go run at the gym, even though it was only 4 little treadmills. That was it. Fine. Went like, oh, we're closing in 90 seconds. I'm like, oh, where's the stairwell? Well, we don't know. There's one at the end of the hallway which takes you up to the lobby. I go, yeah, I'm not running up and down one flight of stairs the whole time. So I went up to our room, cruised around the hallway, and ended up finding, this is pretty funny, I ended up finding the stairwell. And I started going up and down. So I'm on the 11th floor. So I'm like, let me just walk up to the 15th. And now that I think about this, my math was a little wrong because I said I did 109 flights up and 109 flights down, 105 up. I actually did both, 109, but I had to go up first to the top. So had to think about that one. So I did 109 flights up and down. And I think I did it. I'll give you the time because it's actually pretty cool. So it was a lot easier than I thought. So that's 26 minutes and 38 seconds. Really cool. Really cool. So I went up and down. And the funny thing was, I tried doing a couple Facebook Lives. I did an Instagram, tried doing an Instagram Live while I was doing this. And what would happen once I started one, I had music on and I thought it would sound cool in the background, but I didn't realize that the speaker and the microphone on the phone are right next to each other so people couldn't hear me talking. I'm running up and down the stairs with it. I thought it was a pretty neat idea, neat concept. But every time my sweat would drip on the screen, it would change an app. It would pause the broadcast. It would stop the broadcast. So I ended up doing a handful of times. And then I just said, screw it. I was talking through. I think I went up and down like 2 times, 15 flights up, 15 flights down twice while recording multiple times trying to figure this thing out. But it felt great to do that work, late at night. And the next day I was a little sore. And the funny thing is this, I haven't done stair work in a while because I live in a ranch. It's a 1-floor home. So stairs, no, that's not happening too easily. But what I did, I bent down and bent my knee and grabbed my shin to do a little stretch my quad out. And my hamstring got totally jacked. I mean, it felt like someone, it just locked. And it was beyond, excuse me, I was eating some almonds before. But it totally grabbed me. Almost took me to the floor. I'm like, oh crap, this is spasming pretty bad. And then today I took Saturday off because it was another long day. Then it was a drive home. And I got to see one of my nephews was awake when I got there about 9:30 at night. One was asleep. The one that was awake was nursing, so I didn't really get to see him too much. But got home at 9. I ate a dinner since I didn't really eat much throughout the day besides it, earlier in the morning. Had a good night's sleep. I wanted to get a good night's sleep, so I slept in and did a 13.6 miler today, which wasn't so bad. I did want to quit. It's kind of funny how much you want to start and then you want to quit. And I think for me, going back to the beginning of this podcast, fear. It's that false evidence appearing real. And I was taking actions on fear versus actions on what I know is right to do. And so I wanted to quit a bunch, but then it was easy. I cruised back and forth along the Hudson River. It was was not a gorgeous day, and the wind was blowing, God, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 miles an hour. So, one direction I ran a couple times was like gnarly, wind in the face, really, 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 really strong headwind. And then on the way back was awesome, flying back. It was, I didn't think it would make too much of a difference, like it would on a bike, but it feels great. Running to the wind is good when it's warm because you feel it cools you down. This was not a warm run. This was kind of chilly outside. So, but running back and forth was pretty awesome. And the week went well. And so for me, the takeaway, and I hope this is for you as well. I want you to, when you're doing something that's hard, if you've had an experience in your life while doing something you were training for, doing that you love normally, and something shows up, like my text finding out about a friend dying, your brain will associate that event with what you were doing. And the pattern can be broken, should be broken. You shouldn't be like, you know what, I can't run anymore now, or I can't do XYZ because the last time I did this happened. And that's just blatantly an excuse because our brain is out to like save us, right? It doesn't want us to hurt ourselves, doesn't want us to do anything. And a lot of us have, when we eat bad food, bad quality food, crappy food, we make worse decisions. So my eating wasn't the best this past weekend for me. So like the run coming back was like, my wife's like, "You're going to go running this morning? It's getting late." I'm like, yes. Yeah, I'm going to go running this morning. And once I got a little bit of that momentum, it felt great. And it was good for me this time. It was good. Normally when I'm doing these longer runs, I see very few people, as crazy as that sounds. There are people all over the place. And it was something really neat and exciting to see. I'm not sure what kind of event was going on, but I had, close to 100 bikes past me that had like panniers on the side, like sleeping bags, all sorts of stuff. I'm not sure where these people were going to, but there's large groups of people that were doing touring, which was way cool, which made me think about something I'll share with you soon, not just yet, an invention for running. But it was really neat to see, and I'm thinking to myself, that would be a really cool thing to do, a cool vacation. My wife will probably think I'm bonkers for doing that, but I would love to say, hey, listen, let's ride to New Hampshire this weekend for a vacation, or let's ride wherever, down south somewhere. I have friends that have done it, friends I went to Cairo school. They've been on their bike and rode from, I believe, from, Canada, like British Columbia, Canada, all the way down to Baja, Mexico. So if they can do that, shoot, why can't I do a short, like few 100-mile ride, right? But nonetheless, feel the fear, do it anyway, break through, and really, really enjoy life, because, these fears are going to stop you from doing things that you should, could, want to, or even need to do, are going to limit you from experiencing what you need to experience in life. But let's face it, pain is inevitable. What you do with that pain will help you frame your life and reshape your life. So if you can push and break through that glass, that window of pain, and go, okay, it was that stunk, but that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And you keep pushing the envelope. And that's been my journey so far. Because going from 26 2 years ago or 3 years ago, 2017, I think it was 2017, I did my marathon, to 100 now. Right? These false evidence is appearing real each time, going, I don't know if I could do that, but I just kept on going and going and going and going. This is the biggest one right now for me, so I'm so glad you're all on this adventure. I'm so glad that I get to share this with you, and that for those of you that have been following and listening, I really, really appreciate it. You're my support team, my virtual support team. So if you start to see, if you're following me on Facebook, follow Lifestyle Locker on Facebook, if you see on the 19th, I have one more live or one more podcast that's going to be pre-race. And I'll be doing that actually off-site. I'll be doing that from Pennsylvania. And I have my last big run, which will be this upcoming Saturday, which I'll share with you. And I don't know how big it's going to be, but it's going to be a good run. It's going to be in the woods in the hills in Pennsylvania, in central Pennsylvania. And then I'm just going to have a walking week to wind down. I'm actually going to share with you, starting that Monday, I'm actually surprised. I'm doing something called a Flash Fast, which is a product that's from the Green Smoothie Girl, who's been on the show. We actually recorded another episode, which you will see coming up in the near future. But I'll be doing something called the Flash Fast. So I want to start to go through this process with you, doing live shares. Because this is going to be the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before my event is going to be a fast. So I am like super, super, super pumped, super excited, super nervous, a little afraid, but the fear I'm talking about now is just, holy crap, 100 miles, 100 freaking miles. So I appreciate you all. Go have a fantastic week. Go make this one the best one in your life. And if you're training for something, I know you're human powered. And if you're not, I still know you're human powered. So go ahead, have an amazing day, evening, night, wherever and whenever you're going to be listening to this or watching this again. And I'll see you on the next episode. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.